want to talk about our big winter project. The harvest is in. We've gathered most of everything, that we've got from outside. There's now snow on the ground, and so it's finally gotten cold here in Vermont. So our big winter project is to get this nursery finished. We're going to put in a large box here for plants. It's going to come to about here and go all the way down. So that's going to be out of cinder blocks. That's like the biggest, hardest thing. We're going to dig up the stone here. That's underneath this section from the door all the way to that door. And so we're going to just dig up all that stone and bring it over to this side. And then we'll be building a wall in here. And then all these water barrels will be removed. All this will be leveled out on this side up against the house. That's what this whole building is, this room is designed for. These panels are angled based on the winter solstice on December 21st, so that they're exactly orthogonal to them, perpendicular. And that light will come in and wash onto the barrels. Light in and to the barrels and heat the barrels. First thing that I have to do is get the ceiling done and get it insulated. Just finished this a couple weeks ago, so that's all screened, and the air will enter in there, come in through the rafters, and it'll make its way up to, there's a screen portal in there at the top in the armpit between the roof and the wall, and that will then continue all the way up the house. So yeah, so what I have is I have 44 feet all the way across. There's 22 chambers up there for the rafters. So I'm treating each one as an individual chamber, and the air has to pass above the insulation. That's a 9-foot deep cavity, insulation 7 feet. It'll fall to the bottom and leave a cavity up top, and that'll allow the air to pass. Now I'm putting in the insulation and the plastic. I got the first 4 sections done. So you can see the insulation's up there, a little imperfect, but it'll work. And then I had to do this strapping to keep the plastic from falling. I did this before once, and it all fell down a month or so later when the staples all broke and the insulation came tumbling down to the floor. So now it's going to stay up there. I have this scrap wood that I'm ripping straps out of. And right now what I'm doing today, I have the electrical I'm slinging. I'm going to bring a power that's going to be a receptacle, and that's going to be a switch for a chandelier that I scavenged. It'll go right up there. We just got the delivery, and it just snowed, so I got a lot of work to do. The main thing is 220 cinder blocks. So I've got to move all those by hand. Also have a bunch of concrete in the garage there. And got a bunch of rebar. We have 20 foot long rebar. I'm gonna cut that with my angle grinder. The rafters up there are pressure treated because this was left out for a couple of years before it was enclosed. But the ceiling is OSB, it's regular OSB. That I sprayed last week with a pump sprayer. We spray it with a borax solution that will prevent mold and bugs and termites, etc. As soon as they eat it, they die. Borax is toxic to them, it's not to us. So it's a non-toxic way of preventing mold, other rot from other bugs ahead of time. It's a tedious job, but we sprayed the entire house here with this before. I put about a cup of borax into 2 gallons of water. Don't look that ratio up yourself, and kind of keep it mixed because it likes to powderize, so I kind of keep stirring it with my back. This is going to be a humid environment because it's a nursery, and there'll be water and plants and humidity in here. continue to clear this out, which I've done, believe it or not, a lot. I still have a mess here, but I'm basically going to start carving these out and getting down to the dirt so we can connect with the mycorrhizal fungi. Honestly, this was constructed 3 years ago. I think any network that was down there was destroyed, but it can rebuild. There's no real trees near us, maybe that apple tree. And then we're gonna fill it with, you know, trees and logs for hugelkultur, and then start filling it with dirt and everything. Build a footer, pour the concrete and the rebar, put the rebar in, set the rebar up. I'm gonna grout the CMU cavities every 2 feet, which that might be overkill for a 32-inch high wall, but I just don't want it to fall over, and it's concrete's still cheap right now. So plus all that is thermal mass that adds to here, and this is all about thermal mass. This room is all about receiving sunlight and secondary functions like a nursery, etc. I'll be putting out videos about this as the project continues. Take a bite out of it at a time. I'm going to be producing more videos, and we want to build this channel. So if you enjoyed this kind of thing, please like the video below and subscribe to our channels, and you'll get updates whenever a new video comes out. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.